Hello Bloomies! Welcome back to Can Pick One Art. I'm Binna. I hope everything is going well and fine with you. Today's flower is spray carnation. Yay! What we will cover today is painting spray carnation in watercolors using wet on wet technique. Part 1 and 2 and 3. Drawing the flower in pens with some details from observation. Easy methods drawing spray carnation in pencils. Total of 5 works. Are you ready? Alright, let's get started. Start with an invisible water sketch. Use clean water and a soft brush to lightly sketch out a section of the flower. No pigment yet, just water. 2. Drop in color while the surface is still wet. This is the key. Add watercolor to the damp area, letting the pigment naturally flow and blend. 3. Repeat the water sketch plus color drop process section by section. Slowly the flower will start to emerge as you build up soft shapes and transitions. Add definition with a thinner brush. Once the surface is a little drier, switch to a smaller brush to paint in finer details and edges. Five, wash out or soften details you don't want. Use a clean, damp brush to gently lift off pigment or blur any lines that feel too harsh. Repeat steps number 4 and number 5 until you're happy with the result. It's all about adjusting and responding, adding sharpness where needed, softening where it feels too defined. So this is done. Now, here's the second watercolor painting. Same wet on wet technique, but in a different color palette. This version feels a little busier and more technical because I kept switching between two dagger brushes. One for applying color and one for softening edges and blending. But the overall process is exactly the same. First, invisible water sketch. Second, drop in color while the paper is still wet. 3. Define edges with a thinner brush. 4. Wash out or soften areas that feels too harsh. And repeat. It's really about building gradually and letting the water do some of the work. Okay, this Speedy Gonzalez painting is finished. Let's move on to third painting. For this third one, we are switching things up a little bit. I already drew the outlines of the carnation with pencils, and now we will color it in watercolors. Let's begin. First, start by painting one section at a time, beginning with the lighter tones. Watercolor always starts light. You can layer and deepen the colors later. 2. Use a second brush to soften the edges or gently wash out areas where you want a smoother transition. 3. Repeat this process section by section until you filled in the whole drawing. Now let's define the shadows. Start lightly, then add depth by layering slightly darker tones on top. Focus the darkest colors in the center of the flower, where all the petals and wrinkles come together. But try not to over-darken every area. Contrast is beautiful when it is balanced. Six. Continue softening and blending, alternating between adding colors and pulling it back until the image feels alive. I'm sure you are now quite familiar with the technique I'm using. The third painting is done, so let's go on drawing this carnation. For this fourth piece, I am drawing the carnation using pens and adding ink washes and mark makings. To be honest, I'm simply observing the flower and drawing what I see. I personally started with the top petals, but if you are new to drawing, I recommend beginning from the center of the flower. Start by sketching the general shape of the center, then build outward, petal by petal. That approach usually makes it easier to keep the structure balanced. But don't worry, I will include a beginner-friendly drawing demo later in this video. Once the full carnation is drawn, it's time to add ink. We will color it using waterproof ink, similar to the style you saw at the beginning of the video. Just a heads up, waterproof ink behaves differently than watercolor. It dries much faster, so if you want to soften your initial marks with water, you will need to move quickly. Since you've already seen this coloring process earlier, I'm going to jump ahead to the mark making part. This is where the real fun begins. Mark making completely changed the feel of the piece. It depends entirely on how you apply it. For this one, I decided to make vertical and horizontal lines, loosely following the angles and structure of each petal. It adds texture, rhythm, and a unique personality to the flower. Now, let's slow things down a bit. We've already covered a lot today. This is the last piece and for beginners, or anyone who just wants a simple, approachable way to draw a carnation. First, start with a slightly uneven circle in the middle. This doesn't need to be perfect, just a rough shape to represent the center of the flower. Second, divide the center into 4 or 5 parts. I see 4 parts in this carnation, so I'm drawing 4 lines, almost like slicing a pie. Now draw the reflexed petal. These are the one that curves outward and away from the center. Fourth, then add the hidden petals. These sit behind or in between the main ones, just suggest the shape softly. Fifth, let's define the center more clearly. It might look a little complicated, so go ahead and draw a few extra lines to break up the center into smaller segments. 6. Add some shadows to bring it to life. I'm adding shading mostly around the center. You can also shade the petals, but I decided to skip that step here to keep it simple. Alright, this is it. Whew, we've covered a lot today. A lot. 2 beginner-friendly watercolor painting and 1 intermediate watercolor methods, 1 observational pen drawing, and 1 of the easiest way of drawing a carnation. I hope this video gave you inspiration and useful tips. There's a free PDF file of summary of today's video in the description, so don't forget to grab it. Thanks for watching and see you next Friday. Have a beautiful day. Bye!